Today we will know what is tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is an art of dodging tax without actually breaking the law. It is a method of reducing tax incidence by availing of certain loopholes in the law. The Royal Commission on Taxation for Canada has explained the concept of avoidance of tax as under. The expression tax avoidance will be used to describe every attempt by legal means to prevent or reduce tax liability which would otherwise be incurred, by taking advantage of some provision or lack of provision in the law. It excludes fraud, concealment or other illegal measures. In other words, tax avoidance is a device which technically satisfies the requirement of the law, but in fact, it is not in accordance with the legislative intent. Professor Jagdishan J. say that avoidance of tax is not tax evasion and it carries no ignominy with it, for it is sound law and certainly not bad morality for anybody to so arrange his affairs as to reduce the brunt of taxation to a minimum. However, now the Supreme Court is of the view that the colorable devices to avoid tax should not be encouraged, and this is the duty of the court to expose the persons who avoid tax and refuse to approve such practice, because the social evils of tax avoidance are manifold and may be summarized as under. A. Substantial loss of much needed public revenue, particularly in a welfare state like ours. B. Serious disturbance caused to the economy of the country by piling up of mountains of black money directly causing inflation. C. Large hidden loss to the community by some of the best brains in the country being involved in the perpetual war waged between tax avoider and his expert team of advisors, lawyers and accountants on one side, and tax officer and perhaps not so skillful advisors on the other side. D. Sense of injustice and inequality which tax avoidance arouses in the breasts of those who are unwilling or unable to profit by it. E. Ethics, or lack of it, of transferring the burden of tax liability to the shoulders of the guideless good citizens from those of artful dodgers. The legislature has inserted the provisions in direct tax laws for checking tax avoidance. But so long there are loopholes in the laws, tax avoidance cannot be checked by the courts. The function of the judiciary in India is clearly not legislative, its role lies in interpreting the law made by the legislature.